This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
A North City business owner now demanding answers after thieves broke into a store she just opened. As police investigate, she's vowing to keep her doors open. Thank you for joining us at 4. I'm Brent Solomon. Kay Quinn has the day off. Thieves bashed in the front door of the Jamaican-inspired establishment called Pineapple Tings. Megan Cornan is just back from the store. Megan, this is hard for any business owner. I understand those thieves stole the cash register and all of the money in it.
Brent, that's right, but thankfully there wasn't much cash inside at the time. The CEO and owner of Pineapple Tings, Tamara Hamber, started her business selling food and slushies out of her house since 2016. In March, she was proud to open up her first storefront business in North St. Louis. Just days ago, she became the target when her business was broken into. Pineapple Tings opened on March 9th, selling candy fruits, candy pineapples, and more. Hamber says since opening, she's had lines out the door. Now their door is boarded up after thieves bashed in the front door. They damaged Hamber's iPad, card reader, emptied out fridges full of inventory, and completely trashed and damaged the entire place in the process of trying to steal something. St. Louis police say the cash register was stolen. Thankfully, Hamber says she only had about $80 in it. Hamber says police told her it's not just her business, but other Black-owned businesses throughout St. Louis are recently being broken into.
It's very unfortunate what happened. It just makes it seem like that you can't bring things good to a community, to your community. It just seems like it's always a lot of break-ins and hateful things that happen to Black-owned businesses, especially small businesses.
Police are still investigating the break-in. At this time, they are still not sure who is responsible. Hamber says she has seen an outpouring of support from the community and is expecting large crowds this weekend.
Here's hoping she bounces back. Megan, thank you. Breaking news now on a story that we've been following since December. In just the last half hour, 2 lawsuits have come forward after a St. Louis police officer crashed into a South City bar. One of the owners of Bar PM now suing SLMPD, a city police officer, and the city of St. Louis. We are digging into these lawsuits for you right now. Look for updates at 5 and 6. A big election day is just about 9 weeks away. The Missouri primary is scheduled for August 6th, and that is when St. Louis voters could decide who to send to Congress. St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell is challenging incumbent Cori Bush. KSDK, the local PBS station, and the St. Louis American have invited both campaigns to debate. So far, we've only heard back from Bell.
Do you believe the voters of St. Louis deserve a chance to hear you and Wesley Bell debate?
So my team has repeatedly said that we will talk about that. We'll look further into it as we get closer to the actual primary election.
So you're not committing to debate Wesley Bell at this time?
I just gave my answer.
Bell's campaign says, quote, "We hope Congresswoman Bush will show voters of this district the respect they deserve by agreeing to debate Wesley." However, so far her campaign has been unresponsive to our campaign's outreach and that of other groups trying to organize debates, end quote. Facing anywhere from a fine to prison time. Former President Trump is speaking out today, one day after a jury convicted him of falsifying business records to hide payments to a porn star. And today, many are wondering what this means for November's election. NBC's Alice Barr has a reaction from Washington.
With the weight of a conviction on 34 felony counts hanging over him, former President Trump today slamming the verdict, the judge, and the process, vowing to appeal what he calls a political prosecution.
It was a rigged trial. We wanted a venue change where we could have a fair trial. We didn't get it. We wanted a judge change. We wanted a judge that wasn't conflicted.
President Biden making his first comments since the verdict.
It's dangerous. It's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict. The justice system should be respected, and we should never allow anyone to tear it down.
In a speech that touched on policy and personal grievances, Mr. Trump adamantly denied wrongdoing and addressed why he never testified, despite publicly saying he wanted to.
If it were George Washington, don't testify, because he'll get you on something that you said slightly wrong.
Republican allies rallying to the presumptive GOP nominee's defense. House Speaker Mike Johnson predicting the conviction will be overturned.
I do believe the Supreme Court should step in. Obviously, this is totally unprecedented, and it's dangerous to our system.
The Trump campaign saying a surge of post-verdict donations crashed their fundraising site.
I think this is going to actually help Trump, because the people that were maybe undecided and more middle of the road probably see this as a political persecution.
To me, it's justice. It's obvious. This is how our judicial system works.
The Biden campaign accused Mr. Trump of sowing chaos, saying, quote, "This man cannot be president of the United States." The verdict's true fallout now up to voters. Former President Trump's sentencing is set for July 11th. He could face up to 4 years in prison, but many legal analysts think that factors including his lack of a criminal record make probation or a fine the more likely penalties. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, folks, enjoy Illinois 300 is almost here. Worldwide Technology Raceway is wrapping up the final preparations. There will be a kid zone with many cars and vehicle art, all happening this weekend. That race will bring in more than 100,000 people. Race time is at noon on Saturday and 2:30 on Sunday. There will even be a music festival. Lots of events happening this weekend. Question is, will the weather hold up? Time now for your Weather First forecast. Gary, we've got some rain.
Yeah, rain's going to be settling in. I don't want you to be fooled by the fact that it's been dry all day. In fact, you can even see breaks in the clouds. Those clouds have noticeably increased from the southwest, and that's what we'll start to see over the next few hours. That's where more of that rain still settles in. If you're in Raleigh or in Sullivan, you're saying, well, it's already raining here. And absolutely right. You'll notice its slow progression as I zoom in over the last hour or so from Sullivan to Cuba. It's taken a while to get off to the northeast, isn't it? And it's all because of the way that this system is moving, which I'll show you in about 10 minutes. But you can see this dry air that's kind of eating into this as it's slowly moving. And that's one of the reasons that we're staying dry at this moment. Now, tonight, I think this is going to impact you for a few hours, especially as early as sunset. And for Saturday, it will impact you for a few hours depending on where you are, which will time out. I think Sunday is mostly dry. However, the next several hours, you'll see rain chances increase into the overnight hours as we fall into the mid-60s. We'll time out that rain, how this system is moving, and will impact us the rest of the weekend, and if we're going to see more chances for rain over the next 7 days.
All right, we all want to know that. Thank you, Gary. Changes could be coming to U-City. The renovation city leaders are pushing for, and how much it would cost. Helping kids on the autism spectrum. The new clinic now open in Weldon Spring. And honoring Asian American heritage. How one area university wants to map historic Asian American sites in St. Louis.